So I am what many people like to call an empath, meaning that I have always been hyper aware of everyone around me's emotions and mood and energy. So much to the point that I have almost taken them on as my own. And of course, that has only led to me trying to fix everyone's problems. Probably because I felt their negative emotions so strong in myself, right? So it's almost like I couldn't feel good unless they did too. So as I grew older, everyone seemed to come to me with their problems and their negative feelings. And I did what helpers do. I listened, I empathized, and I tried giving advice the best I can. But unfortunately, it only made me feel drained and exhausted trying to fix their problems all of the time. And in the beginning, I thought that was kind of weird because I've always kind of seen it as my purpose to help people feel better and to help people fix their problems, But after a while, I could see why that happened, why that left me drained. And it was mainly because of two things. Number one being that I saw that most people don't even want my help. It's like when I gave advice, they only came up with more reasons to feel bad instead of actually trying to change it, right? And then the second thing was, I realized that me feeling sorry for them and always trying to find, oh, hi kitty cat, to find solutions to their problems was draining me more than it was helping them, because it wasn't helping them at all. It was just reinforcing their belief that they had a problem to feel bad about. So let's have a closer look at why that is the case. Feeling sorry for people and wanting to give them advice and trying to help them, it seems like the compassionate, helpful way to go about things, right? But it's really just another way of the ego misunderstanding. Because let's think about it. What does feeling sorry for someone and seeing them as someone who needs your assistance really mean? Well, it means that you have figured out something that they don't. It means that they don't have the resources they need to fix their problems. It means that they're missing something. So it kind of has this negative undertone to begin with. And let me tell you, the people you are trying to help notices that subconsciously. So when your instinct reaction is to try to find an advice for them or a solution for them, that is without intention telling them that they're missing something or that they're doing something wrong. So as a response to that, they will just work even harder to find or explain or justify the reasons for why they're feeling lousy, as in their way of saying, no, this is not me missing something. This is not me being wrong or stupid. Just look at all of these reasons I have to feel bad. Wouldn't you? Now, does that mean that we are bad people? Of course not. We're doing it from good intention, right? It only means that we are trying to do what we think is the best thing to do, but it stems from old and outdated programming that our ego uses. So instead of it being helpful, it can only, one, drain our own energy, and two, reinforce their feeling or belief of having a problem. It's almost like the more you try to find a solution for them, the harder they work to prove that there is no solution. Now, I promised you a perspective that changed everything for me, and it came a couple of years ago when I decided to train myself, not myself, to go train as an NLP coach to find the answer to how I could be of better assistance to people without training myself. And this is the most important thing I learned from that. It is actually all about changing your belief that people need your help. People don't need your help. It's actually exchanging that belief with the knowing that people have all of the resources within themselves to find their own solutions. And to me, that was kind of mind-blowing, as the whole reason I went there was believing that I would find better ways to give people advice. And then it turned out it wasn't about giving any advice at all. Just think about it yourself. The most helpful, biggest aha moments you've had in your life, they probably didn't come from people just telling you what to do, right? Most likely, they came from you reading or hearing a perspective or hearing a question that makes you look inside and reflect, and from there find the solution yourself. And also, when you have found the solution yourself, you have instant ownership to it and pride towards it. And that is what people need to actually make a change. And that gave me so much relief, because I had spent years trying to find better ways to give people advice or to give better advice. And here I realized they don't want my advice, and even better, they don't need my advice. So then the question is, how do we use that when we encounter these situations where we have to listen to someone feeling bad and we can't just leave the room? And as always, my mind likes it best when I put things into very specific recipes. So I did, and this is how I go about it now. I like to start by first validating their emotions by saying, I understand and see that you are feeling this way about that situation. Because that validation, that understanding is normally what people want from you. And only that. They want you to understand why they're feeling lousy and kind of validate that they're feeling lousy about it. So I like to start with that. Give them what they want. And then from that point on, I go from giving them what they want to what they actually need. And I do that by guiding them gently towards better feelings and ask, what would you rather feel about the situation? And what I do there is actually making them go from looking at the feelings they are experiencing to the feelings they want to experience. And by asking that question after I had validated their feelings, giving them what they won't put up a fight in my next question, because they already have kind of their goal achieved, right? So first validate and say you understand, and then move on to ask, how would you rather be feeling about this? And then from there, when they give their answer, just keep working in that direction by asking, what kind of thoughts could you have about this situation that would lead you closer to that relief? And it's genius. You will contain your energy. You don't have to think of the right things to say. You only ask them questions. They will do all the talking and the reflecting and finding their own way to the better feeling point. So even if they don't even want to feel better to begin with, it will be impossible for them not to, because you take away looking at the negative feelings that they're experiencing, and you kind of trick their minds into focusing on how they would rather from the deep within be feeling instead. And so their mind starts finding ways, well, I could think this and this. Or maybe it happened for a reason because of that. Maybe I learned something. Maybe next time. It doesn't even matter. And that's the great thing, because you're not supposed to mean anything about it. You're not supposed to have any opinion. You're just going to ask these questions, and then they will do the rest by themselves. They will be feeling so much better even if they didn't ask for it. You will feel so much lighter and still keep your energy intact. And you will be of so much more assistance than you ever could by giving advice they never wanted in the first place. And if you do have the helper gene, or if you consider yourself an empath like me, you probably want to be helping people. You probably want to be assisting people, right? So this is a great way of doing that. Either if it's work related, if you do this for a living, or just with your family and friends, it takes away all the pressure you put on your own shoulders. And you just ask questions because you know they don't want my advice, they don't need my advice, but I can still be of assistance by gently guiding them towards finding their own advice. And that's it.